What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at Kraven Manor by Demon Wagon Studios. This is a horror game. I don't normally do horror games, so it's going to be a bit different, to be honest. I don't think it's necessarily that I'm difficult to scare or anything, because that's just not true. Honestly, it doesn't take that much. I don't know, I guess horror games never particularly grabbed me in any great way, but this one sounded a little different. It's got this mechanic where you can rearrange the rooms of the house, which sounds a little bit Portal-esque, which is kind of cool. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the options before we begin. We can change the game difficulty here, although you will get to pick that before you start the game. We've got graphics quality, you simply have low, medium and high, with no real definition as to what that actually means, so that's not terribly amazing, but at least you can change it. Resolution can be changed, you can cap the FPS if you so desire. Music and sound effects on separate sliders, always good to see. Anti-aliasing, we just have FXAA 0 through FXAA 5. That could be a bit better. For starters, FXAA is fast approximate anti-aliasing, and a lot of people tend to agree that that's the worst of the anti-aliasings. There are a lot of better ways to do that out there, and you don't get those options in this game. I tried going through the NVIDIA control panel to actually see if I could force any of those on. No real luck there, so unless anybody's got any better solutions than I, it seems like FXAA is the only option you're going to get. I've seen such claims bandied around as it looks like smearing the screen with Vaseline, so depends on your personal preference as to that. It would be nice to see better options than that, but there you go. I don't personally hate it quite that badly, but there you go. We can also change mouse sensitivity and the brightness. So, also worth bearing in mind, this menu is a little bit off-centered in windowed mode. In full screen it was perfectly fine, but then as soon as I've gone to windowed mode to record, for some reason the book's kind of at the bottom of the screen with the menu on, when it was previously sort of centered in the middle of the screen. It's kind of weird that they put that off-center like that, but hey, minor gripes. So, normally I would continue after having played the game for a bit, but I'm going to start afresh with this one for reasons. I'll start with regular. Let's begin. Basically, I think the game is really short. I have played this game for about an hour and a half, and probably a good 20-30 minutes of that is messing about trying to get graphics options to be improved, with little success. So honestly, I've only really played the game for about an hour, and normally I would put a bit more time than that. I'd put a few hours into a game before attempting to do a first impressions video on it. And at the 1 hour mark, I finished the game! It's done, it's completed, so this could actually very much be constituted a review, actually, rather than a first impressions, because I have finished it. So it's a very painfully short game. So we're going to start at the beginning, because this is perhaps the least spoilerific part I could do. If I was to show you that, like, the second half of the game, story things would actually be happening, and it would ruin anything that anybody might be interested in. So at least at the start, we're going to keep it fairly simple. So it's first person, point and clicky type stuff. We're going to wander around this huge manor, the Kraven Manor, and try and interact with things. We've got, this is kind of the main focus of how we're going to make the house go. At the moment it's still sealed. There's a token, a heavy bronze ornament engraved with the letters KM. We can't do anything at the minute because it's all encased in glass. There's a few things to look around. There's a few physics things which really don't seem to serve much purpose until one specific point in the game where it's never used again after that point. So you can click the right mouse button to throw things, just in case you wanted to throw the furniture around. Or you can just drop it on the floor, where what appears to be like a metallic jug makes a rather dull thud. I'm not sure what... Come on. It needs a better sound effect than just a... That's... Come on. Could do better than that. The sound effects are a little bit lacking in that regard. If we're going to be throwing it... Either fix it to the table and don't let me throw it around, or at least make it sound right, I think, to be honest. So we've got a few rooms attached to this floor. There's a bunch more rooms upstairs, but we don't get access to them. In fact, we don't get access to most rooms on this floor. There's some stuff here. We require a lever that goes there. Then we need a key to get into that, and then a gear to go into the mechanism, which will open this, which... Honestly, you get the impression that that is going to be a rather important part of the story. This is actually entirely superfluous. This is just for, like, bonus stuff, chivos and whatnot. Actually, you never need to go in there. The fact that the game ended when it did, I was like, hang on, there's half the building I haven't explored. What's happened there? Now, if you go into achievements, there's bonuses there. This is a secret bit. There's also this, and I don't know what this does. There's a thing that you can interact with there, so I presume there's another secret thing to find there, because I never interacted with that. There's half of this house doesn't get used. This door is barricaded up, so you can't get through there. There are literally only these two doors. One over there, and one over there. These are the only ones you can go to. You can go upstairs. I can sprint for a very short while with shift. And there's some doors up here, but they're all bricked up and whatnot, so you can't get through there. We have a pedestal with an eerie bronze statue. Ooh, spooky foreshadowing and whatnot. And then eventually the game is going to get bored of me wandering around and say, look, go this way. It's a bit hand-holdy at times. Sometimes it's just like, please follow the line. We're showing you. Go this way, please. It doesn't want you to figure things out for yourself. It's just like, go, look, lines, follow them. So much from being able to solve things for myself, at any rate. So we have a nice library, where we're going to wander around for a bit and be able to find... I believe we will pick up a model of the house somewhere. We've got some stuff on the floor. There's a book. You can find bits of books and notes and things which sort of shed some backstory. It's all delivered piecemeal, dribs and drabs. There's a thing you can interact with here. I'm pretty sure that has no use either. I don't know what that's for. Could be another bonus bit, but honestly, again, never gets particularly used. There's a lot of stuff in this game that feels like it's going to be used for something and it's not. So either they're all red herrings or they're all bonuses. I'm not sure what the deal is with all of them. So press E to lift certain bits. There we go, we have the wine cellar. We have the first bit of the house. So now spooky things start happening. Ooh, eerie. Bits of pages falling from the sky. And we can go take this back to the center model in the center of the foyer. And we can use this to start doing the vaguely portal-esque things. So we crash, drop our model, lights go out, something smashes. I can tell you now it's the table. We have a torch, or a flashlight, whatever you want to call it. That allows us to see things. It took me a little while to realize that it was actually a thing I had, to be honest, and the game is pretty dark if you don't use it. It also really likes to occasionally turn out your flashlight. Occasionally it's just like, nope, your torch doesn't work now. Screw you. It's like, come on guys, I need this to see. You're just making it dark for the sake of making it dark. I can't actually see what I'm doing when you turn the light out. So that's a bit of a lousy model. So we can attach these rooms into various places on the building. We can pick it up with left click, right click to rotate the model, and then the line tells you where it will attach. I can place it there, which means it's over this way, which means the wine cellar's behind there. I can't get back there. There's no way to get back there. Unless this is yet again another totally secret thing that you don't need to do. Again, I finished the game without opening that door. You do not need that door. It achieves nothing. So, I'll take the key. Should probably take that. That's one of the things. Can I take that? Give me the key. Give me the key. No, it's not going to give me the key. So, let's put it over there, since we can actually access it over there. Can I have that key now, please? There should be a way to grab that key. There we go. This is one of the first of the secrets. That one's the most obvious one. So there you go. That door's open. That one's really obvious. I actually don't know how you get to the others because I didn't get them. But they are clearly optional things. So there we go. We've linked that room over there, so that goes to that door. Were I to pick it up and move it to... I don't think this one actually... Oh yeah, it can go there. Some of the rooms don't necessarily seem to be able to fit in every place, but I can also move it there, which means it will now be over in this door instead. So I open this door. Yeah, you see how the hint thing goes. Oh, you need to go this way. If I touch it to that door, the hint thing flies over there and goes, oh, go this way. If I touch it to this door, the hint thing's going, oh, go this way. It's still going to hold your hand, even when you're playing about with it. So you can go down into the wine cellar. And just like pause as things load. And then spooky things will happen. Let's go through the spooky things. So... You hear this occasional metallic squeak, and our antagonist is going to make his appearance here. You know the bronze statue? Yeah, he's going to follow you through most of the game, and he's got a mechanic that is not entirely original, although I'm not seeing it done in games necessarily. You know, I forget what they're called. Oh, here he is. Here's our chap. Lights go out, get out. And he's going to appear soon. You know the Doctor Who thing with the statues of the angels? Was it statues of angels, I think? That they only move when you don't look at them or something, I think. Yeah, it does that. See, as long as I look at him, he's fine. If I do that, he's going to walk up to me. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's like Ninja Cat. And this is our spooky thing. And then the lights go out for, like, no reason whatsoever. But there we go. But he's gone. I think that one was more of a scripted lights out than a just atmospheric lights go out for no reason thing. It's all a bit, I don't know. It's not working for me, to be honest. The just point your torch at the guy and he'll leave you alone thing is just a bit. It all feels forced, but then again, I think most horror games do to me. You've got your occasional jump scares. This guy's gonna pop out when you least expect him to, and it's just atmospheric and jump scares for the most part. And if that works for you, great. But I don't know. I feel like I would like something a bit more than just atmosphere and jump scares in my horror games, because otherwise it just doesn't particularly work for me. And this whole I want to call it a Portal-esque thing, but it's just not. Rearranging the building really seems to achieve very little. This was supposed to be the one unique mechanic it has, and I can't figure out what purpose it particularly serves. I mean, you can move things around, great, but what difference does it do except change the doors that you need to go through to get to stuff? There's one noteworthy puzzle later on in the game where you need to link all of the buildings in order, but I'll be honest, the solution's already there on the table. You can see where the rooms are burned into the table. It's already telling you where those pieces need to go. You can already see the solution. Look at it, it's on the table, unfortunately. There's only, like, I think there's about 4 puzzles in the game. There's one which is kind of a physics-based seesaw kind of thing, very much like you'd see in Half-Life 2. There's obviously rearrange this model puzzle so that you can get from one room to the next, to the next, to the next, till you get to the final room, which is only particularly used that once. Other than that, rearranging the rooms seems to achieve almost nothing. There is a puzzle involving a bunch of globes. The game really likes its globes, I guess. A larger version of one of these. And you have to place the globes into various stands, and if you get it wrong, it'll deal some damage, and you have to solve some kind of riddles. That's probably the most interesting of the puzzles that it's got, to be entirely honest. So yeah, that one's all right, but it can be cheated through, because when you take a hit, I suppose if we head on into let's attach that bedroom somewhere, and I can go fight Mr. Bronze Dude, and let's pop that over there. Let's get the bedroom. I'll show you how the damage mechanic works, because the damage mechanic is thoroughly weak sauce as well. Let's head through there. So yeah, when you do the globe puzzle, there's a thing where you will take some damage from the puzzle if you get it wrong. But honestly, you don't take enough damage for it to be worthwhile. It doesn't really punish you in any effective way for getting it wrong, so you can basically solve the puzzle through trial and error. So, oh look, we're in here. Oh, there's blood. Oh, something's happened. Oh, there's some photographs with red paint. Oh, and there's a leg. And I have to walk slowly now. Ooh, spooky. See, maybe I'm in the wrong mindset for doing horror games. Maybe you have to want to be scared, and I just... I don't know, I expect to be made to be scared. So we come through here, the lights go out. We'll get a squeaky squeaky, and this guy appears. Hello, sir. I turn my back on him. Bloody screen, so real. Yeah, it's one of those. And eventually you wait for the jam to drip off your face, and when you're done, guess what? You can take another hit. The light goes out for, like, no obvious reason, and I take a hit because the lights went out for no obvious reason other than my torch is slightly temperamental. But because of this mechanic, you can cheat the globe puzzle. Maybe on the higher difficulty it's less forgiving, maybe one hit kills on the nightmare difficulty, but on the standard difficulty, the globe puzzle, you can take a hit, get it wrong, it's like, okay, wait for the jam to fall off my face, and then I'll try another one, and if it's wrong, you'll take another hit, and ultimately you just end up, and that makes him disappear, so that's good. And you can just trial and error your way through it. And that's kind of a recurring problem with a lot of the game. Most of anything noteworthy in this game that can be done can be solved through trial and error. There's little more to it than that. So any puzzle mechanics are weak at best. No, I didn't want to do that. I want to go through here. Thank you. The housing model just doesn't deliver anything particularly fresh or innovative like it was supposed to. And I don't know, on the whole, I'm not one for jump scares and atmosphere, so maybe it doesn't work for me. Maybe you'll get more out of it than I will, but honestly, thoroughly not impressed by this particularly. I don't know. I'm not personally going to recommend it, I'm afraid. I can't. Especially, it's a very short game. It is out now, it is on Steam, and it's available for $10, but as I say, you're paying $10 for a 1-hour experience, and I think for a lot of people, that's going to be asking too much. And you know what? Honestly, I would not blame them for that. $10 for a 1-hour game with very little replay value, unless you really, really, really want to know what's in the elevator. There's not a lot much more to it than that, so personally I don't think I can particularly recommend it. Sorry about that. Anyway, this has been Kraven Manor. I have been Meroka. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.